So we are now recording the June 7th, 2019 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Miss Sarah, all professional out with your TVX. I like it.
Look at Ernest. He's got his on too. My
There
TV.
you go. You're representing.
Oh, Better Idea Group.
He's representing himself.
Sounds like my TVX is bigger than your TV. You're not wearing TVX.
So we're going to start. Dennis is back with his funny videos. So we're going to watch Dennis's videos first.
Okay, you ready?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, can you see it? The guy in the boat?
Wait. I'm seeing something has started over. Try refreshing.
See it now?
Hey! Hey!
Well, I hear it. I'm not seeing it though.
Let me see.
You try again. Sounded funny.
Yeah, let's see. Stop sharing.
Yeah, try that. Stop sharing and then start sharing again. Okay. Look at Matthew. We'll blame it on the internet connections. There we go. Yay.
See it now? Okay.
Yep.
I like that.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Oh my God. Look out. I haven't seen the one with the flames on it.
Near-death experience. I would call that a near-death experience.
This one's crazy.
Phenomenon.
Oh! That was insane!
Are they chasing the bear or is
Let me guess.
This whole one, like, you watch all these and they're just all like, oh boy. Like, they keep you on the edge of your seat.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Dennis. It's fun to have you back again. Okay. Ernest wanted to talk about Power BI. Are we ready, Ernest?
I think I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
And I guess I'm ready. You know, one of the things I want to talk about Power BI today is not just because it's an awesome platform, because it is, but one of the things that I found out, so a little background, for more than a year, actually for years, I've been trying to get in touch with the person or people at Microsoft that are responsible for the QuickBooks Online interface. So this week I finally actually achieved that. So I now actually know the exact people and am having conversations with the exact people that are actually currently actively updating the QuickBooks Online connector for Power BI. So to me, that just is very exciting to me.
What are you speaking into? I can hear you, but it's not really loud.
I'm speaking into my phone.
Okay, that's awesome. So tell us what that means.
Well, so what that means is, Power BI, of course, is an awesome platform for enabling financial statements, dashboards, all kinds of a great tool set for presenting information to your customers, right? I was just telling Matthew earlier today that, at the end of the day, I think accounting firms think a lot about, the tools that they're using, but really what customers are buying is the end product. Here's the information that I need to run my business. And however that's presented is really important. And so I think that with regard to Power BI, one of the things that's very, very exciting about that for me is this gives you, particularly now that you have a QBO connector, it gives you the ability as a firm to go build a standard set of financial statements. Obviously, not everyone is going to work for every client, but a presentation package that you can build and hit a button to refresh and be done. And you're building value for your clients.
Got it. Well, I look forward to playing with that then.
It really is. It's pretty amazing. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing it progress, because for a while it was horrible. Is that me?
That's me.
Okay. We've been wanting to basically do this kind of idea for quite a few years. So I've been waiting to see what this can do. So now I'll be quiet.
No, so this is actually just an ugly canvas to write on, and the internet is not very kind to me today, so I'm not going to try to go into a big fancy demo. But what I wanted to show just by turning it on is in this canvas over here, I have both customers and invoices directly from QuickBooks Online. Right? So literally this information is in my QBO account. I think it's Larry's Landscaping is all it is. And so once I make a persistent connection to it, so however I choose the structures of these, and this is a very ugly demo right now. If you go to my website, there's much prettier versions. In fact, in the webinar I did this week for Joe, we had some very pretty dashboards. So whether it's inventory or your financials.
Okay, well, keep us informed, and when you have a pretty dashboard to show us, we're ready.
Have they released, well, except we're looking at it, released the QBO connection?
Yeah, so if you went out to Power BI right now and tried to look at it, you would absolutely see it, right? So the connector is out there, and I don't necessarily agree with the way they're doing it, because they had a version of this connector many years ago. It had some problems, which is why I was trying to find people. So I'm like, hey, this has got problems. You don't have class. You don't have, quite a few things you didn't have. And magically in the back halls of Microsoft, they said, oh, we're gonna go update this. I haven't found anybody at Intuit at all. Intuit basically points to Microsoft and says, Microsoft is doing this. They have no part in it, which is what I find really fascinating, right? So it was really happenstance that one of my clients that was using QBO had a deep enough problem where somebody from Microsoft actually said, in a support forum that I was in, I don't think it was actually public, but he was following up on that and said, oh, by the way, we're going to be doing a rewrite. We're releasing it in April. So it was released in April publicly, but it's not, it's still a beta, right? So if you look at the old beta, and it still says beta, nothing looks like it's changed, but in fact, it's a complete rewrite, and with a lot more information available to it. So they are planning on making this generally available by the end of the year. So what I'm trying to do is tell people, don't pick this thing up now, because to the extent that we whatever issues are, that's just going to accrue to our benefit in the future, right?
Hey, Ernest, when I went in earlier to go take a look at it, there's actually two QuickBooks Online ones showing. One says preview and one does not. Does that make a difference of which one to choose?
Oh yeah, because I haven't seen that, but so hopefully they actually just pushed out changes, because like I said, I'm working with them. So there was like an issue on connecting invoices to customers. So they said they were going to try to push something out soon. You may have seen that before I did.
So how do we access this? I mean, is this something that happens in the background, or is this?
Yeah, if you have the Power BI desktop, so you've already gone through the steps of going to powerbi.com and registering. When you go to get data, under the get data screen, there's a choice for QuickBooks Online.
Okay, awesome. Wow, I'm surprised.
So how are you linking the QBO tables?
So what ends up happening is, so you go and you say, I want to go look at QuickBooks Online data, and the next thing that happens after that is it asks you to log in. The technical word for it is OAuth, but you're logging into a particular QBO account.
And what I mean is that I think in terms of like relational databases, they have a lot of experience with access. I mean, how are you relating those two tables in QBO and Power BI?
So,
So a primary key and
actually not a schema to show those connections yet. It's a great point, because it was one I made just the other day, and I said, guys, there's no public announcement about this anywhere. There's no documentation. Do you have documentation, or do I need to write it? So that's really what I'm doing right now. Is as I'm hacking away, I'm trying to document what things connect to what things.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It sure would help.
Yeah.
All righty. I think we are going to switch gears now. We had a question from Lisa Voss. She was asking if Matthew could show QBO, the new QBO receipt feature.
I would be happy to do so. I sent in one invoice before we got this started, hoping that by the time we get to that part, the invoice will be inside QuickBooks Online. So everybody have your fingers crossed on that part. It can take up to about 15 minutes for it to process. So we're getting closer. But,
oh my gosh, it really takes 15 minutes for it to process?
It can for up to, yeah. Now, but what it's doing though is it's actually reading through the image and trying to figure out what the name is and fill it in. So it's doing a sense of OCR on there as well. So from that aspect, I'm okay with it, right? If you're uploading from your phone, which is what I'm going to show today. I've got two of me here so we can do a screen share from my mobile device to basically grab a picture and be able to pull it in. Perfect. So let me do that right now. Let's go into Zoom. And you can actually do a screen share like this just from Zoom on your mobile device itself. So you don't actually have to pay for a separate application. Once you're in Zoom, I'm on an iPhone, but if you swipe up from the bottom, it'll give you another menu that you'll be able to hit like this little circle, and you want to do a screen record and broadcast Zoom. And then I start it, and we'll see in about 2 seconds here.
Nice.
Now I'm looking at my phone. So we'll come out of this, and go over to QuickBooks. So we're on the iPhone version of the QuickBooks app. As I was saying earlier, we just took and sent up a single document, and I'm going to basically try to do the same thing again. So I'm going to hit the plus sign at the bottom, and you can go to receipt capture at the very bottom portion. I believe the purpose of the blinking green is to tell you whether you're capturing the whole thing and on angle or not.
I have that on my Rocketbook, and that tells me if it's reading the receipt properly, or if you need to tilt or, you know, to focus it.
So it should be showing better than that. It's showing me a full image on my side, but let's see if I go use photo. There we go.
There we go.
So now it's uploading the receipt. Done. So actually that went pretty nice. That went faster than the other time. What I did do on the other receipt that I had, I actually just took a picture of it and then I uploaded the picture from the phone just to try to make it a little bit easier. So now I'm going to, real quickly, I'm going to stop sharing on my phone and I'm going to switch over to my computer and show you guys how everything goes in there. So go.
So we're switching over to QBO now.
Yep.
On the computer, and we'll see what we shall see.
Leave it to me to try to switch between devices quickly, right? Here we go. Okay, so we should be hopefully looking at the proper QuickBooks Online here. This is my nice fancy fake company. Do a quick refresh. And where we're at is basically under banking, you'll start to see this new tab, banking rules, receipts, right? Under receipts, it pulls up the screen you're seeing. And I've pushed in now 2 different items, and it does say that it takes a little bit of time to process. But what I'll do is open up another company file that we can actually see the rest of it. What happens is you can either upload the images, you can email them in, or you can take a picture and then upload them like this. And the different documents will be presented here for you to review them. If you've already had the bank feed come through, this will do its best to actually match an existing transaction that's inside the system. Or if there is nothing, it will allow you to then create a brand new transaction instead. I'm going to, while we wait for this to kind of process, I'm going to jump over to a different company file that I did this on before and show you what it looks like. This, when this just first came out, we made a video, Jacob and I made a video of it. I like to push buttons, as everybody knows, and try to find out how to break it or how it's going to work or not. And it actually did a really, really good job. I was quite impressed. We were able to try it both ways to see if what kind of matching we can make happen. And it was very, very successful with it. So about to bring it over. There we go. Go a little faster, QuickBooks.
It's a really great feature for your client to be able to capture meal receipts, especially.
Yeah.
that could
So
end up anywhere.
Basically what we would have is if once those different transactions pulled in, they would look just like this, right? We would be able to click into it to review. And by clicking in, we can see exactly what it is. It did a great job because I had Panda Express as a vendor inside of the system. It did a phenomenal job of picking up the name by itself. You do have the ability that you can, of course, choose the account it was coming out of. We'll say it was this one. And then your payment date, actually, it's got the date on there correctly. I would expect we probably have to, you're going to have to teach it some categories. We didn't get the chance to quite play with how maybe rules would apply to this. For example, if you had a bankroll set up and it was already set up for Panda Express to always go to meals, and then you put this in, would it use that rule, seeing Panda Express or not? That'd be interesting to know.
And my question is, how is it at matching things that are already in there? If it's already been uploaded from the bank statement.
It did a great job. It did a very good job.
And where do you see the ability to match?
So unfortunately, because we're hoping to be able to show on the other one, the live version of it, I already matched this once before, so I can't show that part. So I think it's kind of remembering it from that aspect.
Got it.
We'll go.
For a meal account, there would be 2 pictures. Can you do a multi-page? You would have the one with the tip on it, and then you need the one with the detail on it. So there's always 2. I mean, you try to get them next to each other before they take a picture, but sometimes there's a receipt that's multi-page.
Yeah, there's still some more testing that we have to do on it because we did this one test pretty fast, and I haven't tried doing like a whole batch of different items because truly, like if you're taking the picture right when you're there,
Yeah.
you would take two pictures, they'd both go in. You'd only want to use the one for the actual. You'd have to attach one yourself and then use one to create the transaction itself, I think. Because
Too
those
many
would be all
clicks to win.
yeah. So that's not going in. So now basically I went to the next one in line here. It's showing me the amount. We've got the date, everything else. It's telling me that there's no matches currently found for this in the system. Actually, it's the second screen basically. Additional fields, so customer reference number, and you would create the expense.
Nope. Where do you put the memo?
The memo is actually on the very first screen. So I'll come back into this one and we'll do another one here. So memo would be here.
There it is. Okay, sorry.
You can see this one, pay, not even close. There's no Operation Smile on there whatsoever. So you do still have to kind of review it. Just to try to make sure it's okay. Your bank account again. Dating on this, you got the date correct. Actually, the account, of course, again, I don't know if it would start to learn this better or on its own. Description, memo, and we'll go save and next. And what we'd really like to do on something like this is do a split, right?
Could you split it? Because that one had cash and it had a fee.
I don't believe, let's double check. I don't believe split's an option yet.
Yeah. That's
So I agree. That would be
once it posts, can you go back and edit it and
Yes.
split it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so we could go in, get no match. We'll go create the expense. And then if we go into our, we'll go up here faster. So we're pulling up the transaction. You could come right over here, of course, and you could make the edit.
Expense the $2, yeah.
Yeah, and now it does, of course, attach it at the bottom here. Boom. So, I mean, for it being baked internally, it does a pretty good job.
It's a good start. I'm impressed with it, and I only expect it to get better.
Yeah.
As people use it and start doing whatever, I expect them to have the split feature very soon.
Absolutely.
and
no,
being a little quicker.
I was gonna say we just need to go faster because it's still like it's been 17 minutes and the other one hasn't processed yet. I also don't know if it makes a difference, like the upload speed. Will it process faster if it's sent in via email versus the phone, or what?
What if the email has a whole bunch of attachments?
So it's a little bit clunky, but I did see that there is a little bit of job costing. You can put the customer, you can attach the customer.
Yeah.
So is there class? Can you assign it a class? Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Now, so the file I was just in is I've actually now set a QuickBooks Online advanced company file for myself that I can use as a full testing ground, make videos, all of that. So I will probably not this weekend, but pretty soon I can try to do a deeper dive, get some more details of how it's working or not, and report back to everybody at that time.
Wow,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It looks like it's going to be a win for everyone. A little clunky right now, but I expect things to be improving. So the old saying, just wait. Things will change. All righty. Well, I wanted to let everyone know next week there is no hangout. We will not be having a hangout next week, but we will be back the following week. Is there anything else anyone wants to say before we close for the day?
I would just like to.
I was going to say, I did find another video that's pretty amazing, if you want to see it.
Okay, let Linda talk and then
What was your thought? But what Linda had.
Yeah, go.
I just wanted to point out for people listening to the recording and that in the chat, there is a link to HR California Cal Chamber, which Katrina put in, which is very helpful for people in California. And then Ernest put in a link to the Woodard.com stretch webinar. And there are actually 2 of those. Part 1 and part 2 is in, and stretch is how you can take your bookkeeping practice, accounting practice, and deal with all the AI stuff by stretching yourself and stretching into a new kind of business, recreating yourself as the trusted advisor. And it's an excellent, excellent series. And there's going to be 2 more of those. And then the other one, okay. Well, I guess that's it.
Okay, awesome. I'll put those links in the group for everyone else.
Perfect.
Thank you. And I guess we will end with Dennis's funny video.
This one's pretty amazing.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
There we go.
Oh.
So this is inventory, and this is an automated system.
Even QBO won't help you out with this one.
And
Okay.
it's like, you really think you're going to get through there?
Oh my God.
Keep watching.
Oh my God, no!
Watching. Keep watching. It doesn't stop.
Oh my God, it's the
Like
dog.
dominoes.
Do you think they lived?
Is this
I heard they did.
is this the new the new QuickBooks Enterprise Pick, Pack, and Ship feature?
Somebody.
There's-
Oh, that's right. They lived. Yeah.
So,
Oh my goodness.
God.
Wow.
I would say that's a design fail. What do you think?
That's right.
Oh, yeah, or they didn't follow
Oh,
the.
yeah. Here's
Now I can just
Add a
imagine what's
gene
going to
pool.
happen with this.
Oh, and there's going to be a train coming.
the gene pool. And run!
Mom.
Take your, yeah, don't lose your bike. You got to carry.
Yeah, it could fly anywhere, like into you.
And
Close call.
I actually once went through a railroad tunnel. The trains went through, and what I did was I waited for a train to go through right after the train.
That happened to my high school algebra teacher. He was running and went running through a train tunnel, and a train was coming through, and he had no choice but to lay down. 101 cars went over the top of him down in the center of, and didn't get hurt.
that was right.
Wow. Wow. All righty, everybody. Well, on that note,
We'll see. Let's see. If we're not meeting next week, then I'll see you guys in scaling.
Kelly.
Killing. I may or may not make that week after the vacation, but I'll watch it on.
replay.
I will. Yes.
All righty, everyone.